It's all right.
Hey everyone, welcome to Stark or Stank. My name is Aaron and I'm here with Josh.
Hello, it's me, Josh.
It is you, Josh, the YouTuber, and we are here to talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's a Marvel movie.
It is. It is a Marvel movie.
We're going to rank it. We're going to talk a bit about it.
You got any, without giving the game away, you got any thoughts about Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Look, so many thoughts about this movie. I think it, I like what they went for. I there are certain things I like a lot about it, but there are things that I wish they had done differently
Mm-hmm.
that we could talk about when we get there. But overall, it is fine. It's just kind of not very memorable. Like, there's not a whole lot in this movie apart from a couple of scenes that look back on fondly and go, yes, what a great moment.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever truly is a land of contrasts.
Yeah, it is. A lot of contrast. How about you? How do you feel about it?
It's dark
Yeah, it
in a lot
is.
of ways.
Yeah.
In at least three ways that I could name off the top of my head.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. I do think I agree that it's not overly memorable in terms of big, impactful moments.
Right.
And the stuff that I feel like I remember most about it is just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine.
I feel like fine is underselling how much I like it, but it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to oversell it either because like I can't say it left a lasting impact on me. Apart from the very obvious reason why it would, but yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, let's talk about some trivia about this movie.
I'm sure this has like the nicest, happiest trivia.
There's not a whole. I mean, there's honestly not a whole lot of trivia about it, apart from them, having to make rewrites and things like that. This was supposed to be Chadwick Boseman's final contractual movie before he passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and so obviously they had to
Pivot.
move things around a lot. But something that was there from the beginning was the fact that Namor was going to be the villain. Tenoch Huerta,
Yep.
who plays the
Not
ruler
quite.
of an underwater kingdom, didn't know how to swim before he
Oh,
got this role. When Ryan Coogler offered him the role and asked him about his swimming skills, Huerta simply replied, "I've never drowned before." He took swimming lessons afterwards in preparation for the role.
that's a promising answer.
Yeah, it
When I'm
is.
when I'm casting my like ocean man,
Mm-hmm.
best of swimmers, breathe underwater guy,
Yes,
not drowning is pretty high on the list of prerequisites.
that's pretty good. In the Marvel Comics, obviously, Namor is ruler of the underwater realm of Atlantis, but the filmmakers changed the name to avoid connections and comparisons with other versions of Atlantis, notably DC Comics version and its own superhero king, Aquaman. And so in the film, the realm is named Talocan after the Aztec underwater realm of Tlalocan, and despite the characters clearly being of Mayan descent. Yeah.
Positive change.
It's honestly like one of my favorite parts of the movie is the whole Aztec Mayan makeover that they give Namor and the Atlanteans.
The aesthetic's really strong, like all the feathered headdresses,
Yeah.
all the very distinct carvings and architectural stuff of Talocan. The
Yes.
weapons,
Yeah.
like Atlantis is fine. Everyone knows what Atlantis is.
Yeah.
But if you look at like Aquaman, for instance, I couldn't tell you what their Atlantis like looks like off the top of my head. I can tell you what Talokan looks like.
Yes.
I can tell you what the vibe is there.
I yeah, and the way look, there are some scenes in this movie that are very dark, and it's shot in
When
a
you
very
when you say dark, you mean like literally dark or like
yes,
figuratively? Because yes to both.
literally dark, as in you can't fucking see shit. But the the they're trying to make it more naturalistic, like the lighting and everything, and it really pays off with the underwater stuff. Like Talokan, the way it's shot, is like kind of realistic, and it's really visually very striking. It's really good. All
Yeah,
of
I
that
will
stuff.
say, as dark and annoyingly dark as a lot of the movie is, those underwater bits do look nice.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
Um. So yes, obviously Chadwick Boseman passed away before they had finished the movie, or even started on it. Really. And there's a lot of discourse online about the direction they went with this movie. Some people saying it was cool that they moved the character on, and that they replaced him with a different character rather than just recasting. And then other people, like me for example, maybe should have recast the character.
Well, it's an unenviable job.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't want to be the guy who's like, let's move forward without a Black Panther, well, without T'Challa,
Yeah.
or be the guy who's like, let's recast our now deceased actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have made a better choice. I'm not sure who I would cast if you were going to recast him. Uh, yeah, that's a tough one. It's a fucking tough one.
Well, Chadwick Boseman's brother, Derek Boseman, has spoken out against the idea of retiring the character of T'Challa rather than recasting. He believes that his brother wouldn't have been so egotistical as to want the character to die with him, and would instead want the character's journey to continue, which, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. And obviously they have portrayed, although I was going to say they have portrayed T'Challa in other mediums since, but those were voice acted by Chadwick, weren't they? In What If?
Oh, sure. I'm thinking of like games and stuff.
Oh yeah, no. Specifically MCU related
Yes,
stuff.
no, he did the voice for What If. Yeah, I don't know. I just they've recast other characters in the MCU, so I just don't know what the big deal is with. I don't know.
I like the big deal, I suppose, is that it's a title character. Have they recast any title characters? I mean, once Armor Wars come out, War Machine.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Well, we can't be
Armor Wars
recasting
any
all
day?
of our black heroes. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't. I just wish they had recast rather than.
If you recast, you run the risk of finding someone who just doesn't do it as well. I think maybe continuing on with a dead character is probably the safer route. If maybe the less, like, it's safer and less adventurous overall, but it also opens up some other opportunities to make the movie something of a tribute, which obviously is one of the things that this film is trying to do.
Sure. It is, yeah.
And probably one of the more memorable aspects of it, I think.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well,
Pros and cons, lands of contrast.
we got the movie we got, and now we're going to talk about it.
Boy, fucking did we. That's so fucking long.
It's, almost 3 hours. And you feel every minute. Here we are, the plot of Wakanda Forever. This plot comes from Wikipedia because fuck that other website.
Did you just have such a good time with She-Hulk last time? You're like, man, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I went there and that synopsis was literally probably about the same as what they had for She-Hulk for this one movie. So this is a much more condensed synopsis plot, which I'm happy about.
Great.
T'Challa, King of Wakanda, is suffering from a terminal illness which his sister Shuri believes can be cured by the heart-shaped herb. Shuri attempts to synthetically recreate the herb after it was burned by Eric Killmonger Stevens, but fails to do so before T'Challa dies.
What a stupid name, Eric.
Yep. Stevens. What a loser.
Nerd.
Yep, that's how the movie starts. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, real down note to kick things off.
First, this was the first. Well, I guess it's the first MC. This is what I read in the Wikipedia thing, anyway, in the trivia. Sorry, was that this is the first MCU movie to start without a fanfare. There's no like music or whatever, but I'm pretty sure Iron Man doesn't have it. And
Well, no.
I guess the
I
first
think
one
first
since they
since it was
started doing
introduced.
it. Yeah.
Trying to think if Eternals had one, because if any of them didn't, it would have been Eternals. Werewolf by Night had its own spooky one,
Yep.
but this one, like even the Marvel, like what do you call those fucking eye catchers? The big fucking logo screens.
Fanfare?
Is it just fanfare? I thought
I think
fanfare
so.
was. Yeah, okay. Well, it does have a visual one of those.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
it's all Chadwick and
Yeah.
Black Panther, and it's purple instead of red, that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
If they had just recast him and carried on, I think that would have been the way to sort of honor him and move on.
Yeah.
Subtle, classy.
That's true. Well, anyway, yeah. Bummer of an intro.
Death.
Yep. But anyway, a year later, Wakanda is under pressure from other nations to share their vibranium, with some parties attempting to steal it by force. Queen Ramonda, so you say it one of those ways, implores Shuri to continue her research on the herb, hoping to create a new Black Panther that will defend Wakanda, but she refuses due to her belief that the Black Panther is a figure of the past. In the Atlantic Ocean, the CIA and US Navy SEALs use a vibranium detector to locate a potential vibranium deposit underwater. The expedition is killed by a group of blue-skinned, water-breathing superhumans led by Namor, with the CIA believing Wakanda to be responsible. Namor confronts Ramonda and Shuri, easily bypassing Wakanda's advanced security. Blaming Wakanda for the vibranium race, he gives them an ultimatum. Deliver him the scientist responsible for the vibranium detector, or he will attack Wakanda.
Yeah, man, these Wikipedia synopses are way more brisk.
Yeah, you get right through it. So, all right, yes.
Big funeral.
Big funeral. Yes.
Huge funeral.
That did happen.
Lots of dancing.
The casket got beamed up, which is weird, but that happened.
Look, when you got spaceships, you fucking use spaceships.
I guess.
What are you gonna do? Drive a fucking hearse down the road?
Yep, that's what they did. They used it. I like it. I like this like vibranium thing. Other countries trying to get the resource. I like the scene where the French are attacking, trying to get it, and then the Dora Milaje kick their asses.
Yeah, they do.
We get some cool stabby electric knives. Those are cool.
Yeah, those little daggers are neat.
And fucking Ramonda's a badass. She's so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's really holding it all down.
Yeah.
While everyone's dead.
Yeah, everyone just keeps dying.
Everyone's dead except for Shuri.
Yep,
Shuri's doing her science thing, making knives.
that's it.
All she does is make knives now. It's super weird.
Ramona's just like, please, just make me a herb. And she's like, nah, knives.
Best I can do is a knife. 2 knives? I gotta tell you, this is pretty great. Damn it.
And then we get a
the
very
scene-
dark scene where
Is
they
this the Namor reveal, I guess?
kind of semi-reveal. So
Like,
he's
it'd be
in the
more revealing
shadows.
if I could fucking see something.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's purposely kept in the dark, but
It'd be a nice silhouette if I could see anything.
the very dark scene.
Super dark.
Except the inside where it's very bright with the screens that they're looking at and stuff. Lake Bell's here, who's an actress who they got just for this one scene, just to kill her, which was weird.
I feel like I know her from somewhere.
She's a comedic kind
the
of
face,
actress, but I think she's been in some serious things too. Oh, she does a voice on Harley Quinn. Oh,
Right.
she's does the voice of Poison Ivy on the Harley Quinn animated show.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Yeah, this is a cool scene. What you can see of it, the way they like control the dudes and make them jump off the ship.
Yeah,
that's
fucking
pretty
sonar mind
sick.
control shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
Creepy jellyfish. That's there as well.
Yep.
Also, them just like poking their heads out the water to do the sonar thing, and then like disappearing back under is super unnerving.
Yeah.
Just there, they're just standing there menacingly.
The Teleconians? What? The Telekites?
He's trying, folks.
The Telecations. They're creepy and they're scary.
They're very threatening.
They are, yeah. They fight good and they do all sorts of magical things that are scary and creepy.
Wonder if you would just call them Telecons from Telecon. I don't know.
Maybe.
The Atlanteans.
Telecantians.
Telecantians.
No, it's not. Don't. No.
Yes, I Telecan.
Okay, that's the end of. Thank you everyone for listening. This has been another episode of Stark Thing. I'll see you next week.
What the fuck else happened in the scene?
Yes,
yeah, the bit where the very other dark scene where
Yes.
Shuri and Ramonda are on the beach and they're
Even
talking.
darker
And it's all
scene.
kind of nice. And then Namor shows up to brood and be very intimidating, and he's very good. That man's intense.
Yeah, he is.
Wish I
He's-
could see it.
He's on his shit. He's like he's
Really
out.
in his bag.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and again, we're fighting over vibranium. But this is the part look. I understand they want to put Ironheart in this, like, for whatever reason. I don't know why
It's
she's there.
phase
really.
4, baby. We gotta have more heroes.
Right.
If we add more characters, that means we're progressing the universe in some way.
But she basically does fuck all. And she also has basically no reason to be here. He wants the scientists responsible for the vibranium detector rather than, the people that are using it.
Because if you get the scientists, they can't make another one, I assume is the logic behind that.
Surely they can. I don't think
mean,
that's how that works.
the little girl was able to make it and she had all the stuff for it, but I don't...
Yeah.
I, like,
Box of
assuming
scraps in a
that's how
cave.
it worked. That's... Yeah, well... We ain't got no tiny Starks? We ain't got no Tony Starks anymore. Tonys or Tiny Starks?
I wish we did, because she could use a fucking someone who can design a suit that looks cool.
I kind of like the junk suit, just because.
Oh, the junk suit's fine. I'm talking about the later one.
Oh yeah, well,
It's one of the worst suits in the whole MCU.
I'm trying to think of what it looks like. That's how unmemorable.
That's
it was.
how bad it is. It's
Oh yeah, no, it looks like someone sanded off all the personality from Rescue.
yeah, pretty much. It's a bad
Weird one.
suit.
It looks like a fucking. We'll get to it later, I guess, when we complain about this at the time. But it looks like an extra in a. You know how Transformers went like 3D at some point?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a Transformer from the 3D years.
I guess.
Like one of the ones that was a motorbike. I don't know.
You're talking about like Beast Wars?
No. I mean, oh, I'm gonna have to fucking look this up. You're making me do on air research.
One of the later Transformers shows.
RC, the motorbike one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it makes me think of RC, the motorbike transformer.
Gotcha. That's fair enough. Yeah, I can see it. All right. Okay. Yes, they're arguing. They're fighting. They're over. Give me. Don't we? What the person and the give.
What?
Shuri and Okoye learned from CIA agent Everett K. Ross that the scientist in question is MIT student Riri Williams and arrive at the university to confront her. The group is pursued by the FBI and then by Namor's warriors who defeat Okoye before taking Shuri and Williams underwater to meet Namor. Angered by Okoye's failure to protect Shuri, Ramonda strips her of her title as General of the Dora Milaje and seeks out Nakia, who has been living in Haiti since the blip. I'm just going to put a... We can talk... There's a lot of stuff happening here, so I'm just going to put a bit of a gap
We do
there.
get over quite a lot. Does it ever get confusing that there's multiple key military figures in the MCU named Ross?
There's two.
There's two, which is more than... Look, if this were real life, that would be a coincidence and nothing more. But because it's, a fictional... We couldn't have picked another one.
Right. I gotcha.
Because when you said Ross, I'm like, that can't be right.
No, yeah. The other Ross, for sure.
Harrison Ford's here?
No, it's... Who's the guy that... what's his name? Sam.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sam Elliott. It's Sam Elliott
Yeah, okay.
from the Eric Bana Hulk.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Fuck, I forgot that was... God damn it. I forgot that was Sam Elliott.
Yes.
Is that... It's gonna... no, never mind. Don't worry.
Okay.
Forget about me.
Anyway, yeah, let's just move on from the whole Ross thing. Yes, he's here and he's on a run and he's
listening to Chili Peppers.
He just can't stop. That's why. And there's a bug that's bugged, and he talks to it. He follows it.
Yeah, it leads him. It leads him off the path.
And then he has a conversation with Okoye and Shuri. Look, this whole like sub. It's not even. It's barely a subplot with Ross and
It's 3 scenes.
Fontaine.
We got a world building, man.
Yeah. Again, it's another one of these things.
Thunderbolts is coming up. Do you not want to see Thunderbolts? We got to make this happen.
Could have entirely been cut out, and nothing would change because they do nothing this whole movie except go, this is happening, and now this is happening. Oh, now you're in trouble. And then
they are purely like exposition reiterators.
And he just like, well, we'll get there, but like it doesn't pay off. There's no. It's a total nothing subplot. Anyway, the fight on the bridge is good. That's a good
That fight
scene.
is pretty fucking cool. Okoye
And
gets
brutal.
fucking rocked.
Yeah, that's a brutal fight.
Just the bit where she gets pulled into the spear that's stabbed into the ground looks
Yeah.
painful, and I had to watch it a few times just to be like,
Hmm.
fuck, that does look good. God damn.
And I liked it when she finally took over the car and she like fucking sticks the spear in the car. It's fucking cool. Um,
I like the junk Ironheart suit.
yeah,
It does make
it's
me think
good.
of an armored core, just the way that it's very
Yeah,
rigid in the flight in some points.
sure. Yeah,
Wish I could
this
see it.
this scene is pretty good. What you can see of it again. Um, yes, and then the best scene in the movie, Okoye going back to Wakanda and she confronts Ramonda, and Angela Bassett in this scene is fucking sh- amazing. She's so
There's some
fucking
capital
good in
A
this
acting
scene.
going on.
Yeah, she this she is easily the best part of this movie, acting wise. But it's just like crazy. Like it's so good. This scene's just so good, and we have M'Baku here with the great line, which apparently Winston Duke came up with on the spot. It was an ad lib that he said.
It does strike me as the type who would ad lib quite well.
Yeah, bald headed demon.
And a lot of it's in the pronunciation.
Yes, it is.
He's very good with it. Okoye in this scene where she's getting fucking
Yeah, she's also really good in the scene
fired,
too.
more or
But
less.
yeah,
So sympathetic, like she just
Yeah.
looks so fucking sad. My
Yeah.
god.
yeah. Both of her and Angela Bassett in this scene are both really good. Yeah, it's a great scene, and then yes, Ramona goes to Haiti when Akia's she's not hiding out. She just lives there.
Yeah, she's moved away.
Yeah. And yeah, asks her for help to try and get Shuri back, and I
Nakia
don't.
must be a hell of a spy.
Oh yeah, she's great. She could be a Black Panther if she wanted to.
Infiltrate this previously unknown underwater civilization
Uh huh.
spoken about only in legend.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But yeah, this section of the movie's pretty good. I would say this is one of the better sections of the movie, except for again, Riri doesn't need to be here, but she's here, so
Yeah.
here we go.
I do like Riri. She's fine. That actress is fine.
Yeah.
Fairly likable. It just the movie's very long, and if you were gonna cut something, it's not bad.
Yep.
I get why it's there though, because gotta keep expanding and growing, and if you're gonna introduce a new black superhero, Black Panther's kind of the franchise to do it in if you're not gonna do it in its own thing.
I guess.
Like, if you're just looking entirely at the fucking corporate level downward at it, just like, yeah, I see the numbers, they make sense.
We haven't seen anything from the show yet, have we?
Did that not recently get a trailer?
Did it?
It may have.
I'll take your word for it. Marketing
I fucking wouldn't.
footage from the series was shown at in 2022 at
Oh, yeah.
day
You know what? Never
23.
mind. Armor Wars, never happening. Ironheart, maybe.
Oh yeah, there was a video released in October last year.
Hey, I'm not completely crazy.
It was like part of some other thing, but yeah, I like that character, but yeah, you have a point. This is probably the movie to introduce her in, but also
If you were going to introduce her in a movie, but like, you have a streaming service, you've got money going into shows. Ostensibly, you could just make a show.
yes, I agree. That probably would have been the better idea.
But now we need to. Now we don't even need a like pilot where you introduce the character entirely. You know what her deal is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that is the upside there.
Unless you didn't watch Wakanda Forever.
Sure, that too. Namor shows Shuri his vibranium-rich underwater kingdom of Talokan, which he has protected for centuries from discovery by the world. Bitter at the surface world for enslaving the Maya, Namor proposes an alliance with Wakanda against the rest of the world, but threatens to destroy Wakanda if they refuse. Nakia helps Shuri and Williams escape, killing the Telecarnal.
Telecarnal, that's a choice.
Telecarnal guard in the process, and Namor retaliates with an attack against Wakanda, during which Ramonda drowns while saving Williams. Namor vows to return with his full army, and the citizens of Wakanda relocate to the Jabari Mountains for their safety. Yes, again, this section here, well, we get Namor's backstory here too.
More of just the most grim shit in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking dark. And
I'm getting a lot of like, fuck colonizers vibe from this movie, which I appreciate.
well, yes, of course.
But like starting with man, fuck the French, to moving on to man, fuck the Spanish. Fuck.
Yeah, it's yes. It's I mean, the first Black Panther also
Yeah. Fuck colonizers.
did a lot of that, so it makes sense to just keep doing it.
We've got a strong thematic through line. Let's just
Yes,
keep going with this.
we do. The backstory's cool. Again, I like the design choices they made here with the Talocarnals.
Mm-hmm. The Telecarnal people are very neat. I can't think of anything I don't like about Namor's changes here. Like even the name being or meaning without love or no love being that goes hard as fuck. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
God damn, that priest was spitting bars before he got murdered. Also, like the idea that they refer to Namor as Kukul Khan for the feathered serpent god because he's got little wingies on his ankles.
Yeah. If you're gonna change anything about Namor, maybe I don't know, put the wings on his back or something. But
No. No, the winged ankles stay.
oh, that's so
a sticking
dumb.
point. I fucking love it. It's so silly.
It doesn't even make any sense. How's he?
It's a mutant.
How are you gonna stay?
It's a mutant.
How do you stay in the air?
The very strong wings.
Very strong wings. Also, great balance too. To be,
I imagine like he's got the skeletal structure of a fish, which is to say the bones are maybe not very heavy.
Sure,
I don't know
let's
how
go with
fish
that.
work.
Let's go
What am I?
with that.
Some kind of fish doctor?
He's just full of fish bones.
Aren't we all?
Sure. Yes. Nakia, yes, very good. She came in and saved him.
Shot that one lady.
Shot that one lady, and then Shuri wanted to save her, but they had to get the fuck out of there. So,
and
whoopsie.
Nikki is pretty like straightforward with that. Like, I shot her at this range with this weapon. She's not surviving no matter what we do.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, kind of have to leave her now.
Yeah. And then yes, the attack on Wakanda. And
I forgot.
you forgot about that part?
I forgot about that part. It's the attack of next time I won't miss.
Yeah, pretty much. And Ramonda dies, but at least she goes out saving someone. She could have just let her drown, I guess, if she wanted to.
What if Riri wasn't there? I guess that's why Riri had to be here.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, another death in this movie. Here we are.
Yep.
Very depressing.
It's getting real grim around here. Very dark.
Getting. It
Yeah, well,
hasn't
it's been
stopped.
dark. It started dark. It's getting darker.
Yeah. Yes, but another scene that happens in this movie.
Yes, that's accurate. One of my favorite bits of this whole invasion angle is at one point M'Baku's like just dived into a river and seen a stealth recon whale swimming up the river, and the look he gives is like, huh? Like a full-on cartoon double take.
What?
Like, I mean, I would shit myself if I saw a whale fucking swimming up the river with people attached.
Yeah. It's yes, that's funny. Meanwhile, Ross is arrested by his ex-wife, CIA Director Valentina Allegra Dufontaine, for secretly exchanging classified intelligence with the Wakandans. Yep. Again, that
It is a thing that happens, but I'm not sure how it affects anything.
no, because it literally doesn't affect anything, especially because look, I'm just gonna. He gets out later. He
There's
like
very
literally
few
at the
loose
end of the
ends
movie.
by the end of this film.
He just gets out. He just escapes. Like, fuck it, fuck it.
Yep. What the fuck are we? Like, I didn't really consider it in the moment, but yeah, that entire fucking thing is pointless.
Yeah, that whole subplot. Nothing happens. They don't help out in any way. They literally just comment on what's happening on the other side of the world, and then that's it.
Like, was it just because he was in the first Black Panther movie, and thus because this is the fucking tribute movie, we have to have everyone back? Because that we didn't get fucking what's Okoye's husband's name? We didn't get Daniel Kaluuya back.
Right. He was doing Nope at the time. He couldn't.
Fair.
He couldn't. He
Better
was
movie.
signed on originally, I believe, but he couldn't do it.
Like, I like Wakanda Forever just fine, but Nope's a better movie.
Yeah, all right. I'll give that to you.
Fuck yeah, you will.
Nope is fine. After Ramonda's funeral, Shuri uses a remnant of the herb that gave Namor's people their superhuman abilities to reconstruct the heart-shaped herb. She ingests it, gaining superhuman abilities and meeting Killmonger in the ancestral plane, who questions if she will seek revenge or be as honorable as T'Challa. Shuri dons a new Black Panther suit and is accepted by the other Wakandan tribes as the Black Panther. Despite M'Baku's urges for peace, Shuri is determined to exact revenge on Namor for Ramonda's death and orders an immediate counterattack on Talokan. Preparing for battle with Ayo, assuming the position of General of the Dora Milaje. Ayo, Shuri bestows the Midnight Angel armor upon Okoye. She hates the name, by the way, who in turn recruits Dora Milaje member Anika to join her. Williams creates an Iron Man-esque, that's being generous, powered exoskeleton to aid the Wakandans. All right. I don't remember anything about Ramonda's funeral.
It was a thing that happened.
That's the thing that happened, yeah.
M'Baku and Shuri have a chat for a little bit. Everyone's dressed in white. I do like the white clothing for the funerals. That's
I do remember that scene. Yes, they're talking after.
Yeah.
We've figured out how to could make a heart-shaped herb now. Couldn't do it before. Just didn't wanna.
Needed some actual vibranium related plant substance to make it work. I buy that. That's fine.
That's fair enough. And then yes, Killmonger's here on the ancestral plane, which is an interesting choice.
It's the tribute show. We got to get everyone back.
I guess.
I do wonder what dictates who shows up and where they are and why.
Yeah. He's like, he's not out with everyone else. He's in a room by himself.
He's in the throne room.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Which is, am I remembering this right? Is the throne room flooded in this little sequence?
I think so.
and
Yes,
then it
yeah, because
catches fire.
when cause she wakes up in the water and like swims out.
That's right. So, like obviously it's a like not obviously, but rather than being some sort of extra dimensional fucking you're actually talking to ghost shit, they're just having a really strong trip, and thus everything that's sort of impacted them recently is going to have a impact on the environment and what is said, etc.
Yeah, I guess.
So like if she's just really feeling guilty about everything that's happening, I guess seeing Killmonger there as the reason for T'Challa's death because she couldn't get a herb for his illness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, but he's talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It
Um.
many questions.
Yeah. She wakes up and she's like strong now, and they're like, we got to get you a suit. Even I don't this is because
She's
she's
real
like,
mad about seeing him too, and she's not
yeah, I know.
forthcoming about it at all.
Yeah, and like she literally like moments earlier is like she doesn't seem like she's interested in being Black Panther, and then like this happens and she's strong now, so she's like, I guess I'll just put on a Black Panther suit. Like that's what it feels like to me. Thoughts on the new suit?
I think it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It does upset me that like the MCU really popularized the whole nanotech, very sleek, very minimalist suits. All I'm asking is for some dangly bullshit, some necklaces, some maybe a cape with the fur.
Sure,
lining.
yes, absolutely. Now we're talking.
Just like I'm not gonna give Fortnite many props for many things, but the Shuri skin in Fortnite, I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And the one in Wakanda Forever is fine.
Yeah. It is fine.
Like I do like the studs on the mask.
Yep.
All the adornments fine on it. It's just it's very safe.
Yep. Despite M'Baku's urges for peace, Shuri is determined to exactly. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. So.
Oh, while we're talking suits, any
Yeah.
thoughts on the Midnight Angels?
There's something. I'm
Yeah.
kind of with Okoye on the it's like they're fine. I don't like a lot of the suits in this movie, I gotta say.
I like the color of the Midnight Angels suit.
Sure. It's got that going for it.
I don't hate it, but it's not doing a lot for me. I think it's doing more for me than the Black Panther suit, just because it's taken some
Something
swings.
interesting, yeah. It's fair
I
enough.
don't like when the nanotech helmet fades away and it's still got like the dreadlock part.
Yep.
That looks silly.
Yes. That looks silly. Not the rest.
Not the rest of it. Never the rest of it.
Shuri's pissed. She wants to get revenge. Yep, we've got some Dora Milaje, Midnight Angel. Doesn't love the name. We get the Iron Man-esque Iron Heart suit that's pretty bad. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
It just seems so... It's so smooth and basic. There's just nothing to latch onto.
It's bulky, but smooth. How does that happen?
I don't know, man. What is... I haven't seen a lot of Ironheart suits in the comics, so what...
Oh, they're more sleek.
A lot of them do look more Iron Man-y.
Yeah, exactly. You know what this looks like?
Honestly, if it just, like... If they sleeked it down a little bit...
Now that I look at this in pictures, you know what this looks like?
What does this look like, Aaron?
This is some
Tell me.
fucking Power Rangers.
It does look like some Sentai shit.
But like bad. Like
Yeah.
worse than that.
If it were a real costume that someone was really getting into, I could respect it a
Maybe.
little.
Yeah, maybe. Yes. If it was more practical, maybe.
Like they'd ever do that. How are we gonna have nanotech bullshit if it's a real suit?
Yeah, I'm looking at these comic ones. A lot of them are very kind of like that kind of
Very Iron
style.
Man?
No, like, um, yeah, like Sentai, like type of suit. Anyway, she's here and she's wearing a suit and it
I think
looks like
it
shit.
really is just the big dumb shoulder things that put me off mostly.
Yeah,
They just don't look like they fit.
no. Oh, look at this! Look at this concept art. And can I show
Show
you
me
this
the
on?
concept
Hang
art.
on. Can I'll share my screen here. This one. There it is. Look at that one. Look at the concept art for it.
Yeah, see, that looks pretty good.
That's cool.
It's still giving me RC from Transformers vibes, but it's like
But
a little
better.
cleaner. I do like the angles, and it doesn't have these wild shoulder things going on.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That would have been cooler. But maybe that's for the TV show.
Yep, sure.
Save that one for the show or something. I don't know.
Yep, we're gonna save the good ones for the TV show,
Yeah.
where we won't use it much because our animation budget won't allow us to use it much.
That's it.
Maybe that's where they'll shelf for a physical suit. Make it a Sentai show.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Kamen Rider, but MCU.
Oh, now we're talking. Every episode, someone gets big, and then she has a big mech thing she has to fight him in.
Hey, Kamen Rider's all about motorbikes, right?
I know he has a motorbike.
Can we just make Ghost Rider Kamen Rider? Ghost Kamen Rider? Is that a thing?
So I'm on board. He's talking my language.
Fantastic.
Using a seafaring vessel, the Wakandans lure Namor and his warriors.
Boat! Just call it a boat.
Nope, it's a seafaring vessel. The Wakandans lure Namor and his warriors to the surface with another vibranium detector as a battle ensues. Shuri traps Namor in a fighter aircraft intending to dry him out and weaken him. They didn't mention that in this synopsis that he breathes through his skin. So that's why that happens. But here we are. It's just like randomly they're trying to dry him out. The pair crash on a desert beach and fight. Shuri gains the upper hand, but has a vision of Ramonda and implores Namor to yield, offering him a peaceful alliance. Namor accepts. She does this after she like sets him on fire.
They beat the fuck out of each other, and then she explodes him.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look, let's just be peaceful.
We both walk away from this, you know? You got some good hits in, I exploded you a bit. Pals?
Well, she does have a hole through her too in the gut. Namor accepts and the battle ends. Namor's cousin Namora is upset at Namor's surrender. Yep, for sure. But he assures her that the new alliance will allow Telekar to become stronger. Williams returns to MIT, leaving her suit behind, while Okoye rescues Ross from captivity. Shuri plants more heart-shaped herbs to ensure the future of the Black Panther mantle. In Shuri's absence, M'Baku steps forward to challenge for the throne. Shuri visits Nakia in Haiti, where she burns her funeral robe in accordance with Ramonda's wishes, allowing herself to finally grieve for T'Challa.
How do we feel about big ocean battle? I feel like not a huge amount of actually really cool shit happens.
Yeah, and it just happened again with Captain America, where they also had a ocean battle. I think
that one's better.
Yeah.
The Top Gun bit of Brave New World is probably the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I guess.
Not saying a lot, but
I'd say they're about the same.
I don't know. I can think of at least a handful of cool things that happen in that action sequence.
Well, yeah,
Whereas
that's
this one,
true.
I'm like,
I can't
you know,
remember anything that really happens in this scene.
Okoye and Atuma face off again, and that fight's kind of cool, just in the hand-to-hand sense. But then she said, like, he
Yeah.
threatens her by being like, "Oh, you speak the tongue of the ancients. You
Mm-hmm.
will greet them in the afterlife." And then she's like, "You will greet your ancestors," and just punts him into the ocean.
Kicks him off the boat, and then that's it.
Like, he can swim. He's from there. You just send him home.
You send him home, and he's fine because he can breathe good now.
He'll be back to be a Namor
He'll literally just
villain
come
at
back
some point.
in a second. He'll just be right back.
I would like to see that sequence, but with him like splashing into the water with the "We'll be right back." Yeah, Riri doesn't do anything like super cool. In fact, she gets her shit rocked a lot.
Yeah.
The fight in the drying out airship is fine. It's very close quarters. It's very brutal.
Yeah.
But I think I prefer the stuff when they crash land on the desert, and even
Yes.
then, it's just because it is like vital fighting. They are both fucked
Yeah.
and really trying to kill each other.
Yes.
Then we fry the fish man.
Yes. Did fry him up real good.
Under forever. Always.
Always. Yeah. Apart from drying him out on the ship and then the beach fight, I don't really remember a whole lot about this.
There was
scene.
another bit where so Namor flies in and does that like giant swing that he does to helicopters to
Yes.
one of the like Wakandan airships,
Mm-hmm.
and throws it directly onto the seafaring vessel, where it proceeds to wipe out like 20 dudes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of guys. There's not a lot of
No.
dudes you could fit on top of that boat. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's something that stood out to me for some reason.
Fair enough. That sounds cool. I wish I could remember it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to draw from scenes that I remember seeing because this was in broad daylight.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why can't Riri take the suit that she made?
Oh, it's got vibranium. Can't let her leave with vibranium, I guess.
Fair enough.
I imagine that's the case. This
That's
entire
fair.
movie is just like people shouldn't have vibranium except for us.
Yeah. Her car got
And
rebuilt.
also these water weirdos.
Remember
They
the
can have
car getting
vibranium too.
rebuilt?
I do remember that. So that even that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then it's a sad ending, and that we get a Rihanna song.
I do quite like the final scene, and I do quite like the credits. It's classy.
In a mid-credit scene, Shuri
Yeah.
learns that Nakia and T'Challa had a son named Toussaint. Let's say
Toussaint.
that. Toussaint, whom Nakia has been raising in secret. Toussaint reveals his Wakanda name is T'Challa. That's it, though. His name's T'Challa. That's what the synopsis says. His name's T'Challa.
It's a bit on the nose.
Yeah, that is
Like-
a bit.
Is that fair to say?
He's a little kid. He's not going to be Black Panther anytime soon. So, I don't really know what the point of it is.
Like it's to send people home on a not fucking rat shit downer moment. Because, God, there's got to be someone who's upset at the end of this. I know I was a bit bummed out.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's up in their feels at the end, and then, oh, happy moment. But I feel like that sort of undercuts it a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Like, nice ending, nice credits, everyone's in their feels, and then... Oh, also, T'Challa had a son.
Yeah. What?
Secret
yeah.
son.
Secret Son. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, not unless.
At least they didn't make you wait till the end.
Yeah, that's good. At least unless they're going to age him up later. We've got 2 Avengers movies coming, so
Plenty of room for time skips.
it's possible, I guess. But right
And then
now,
you've effectively recast T'Challa. Good
yeah,
job.
exactly. You did it anyway. Yeah,
Whoops.
I don't know. Anyway,
That's a strange choice. I feel like you could have just said this later and not sort of added at the end of this fairly satisfying conclusion to the movie, I guess. You know, Shuri's had a nice end to her arc.
yep.
Everything's wrapped up to the point where not a lot of it mattered.
Right.
And then Secret Child. Great.
Yeah. It's a movie that happened, and I watched it, and it's fine.
All 2 hours and 40 minutes of it.
What a long movie where I can hardly remember anything. Let's talk about our Starks and Stanks.
Oh boy.
I don't know who started last week. Was it me? Was it you?
Well,
last
it must have
time?
been me because I'm ranking it this week. So
All right, my Starks. My first one is all around great performances from most of the cast. I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm drunk all of a sudden. Great performances from most of the cast, doing the best with what they had to work with, because there's a lot of characters that are just there, just to be there.
look,
Maybe they
Wakanda's
had a
not
contract
a
or
huge
something,
nation.
I
We
don't
have
know.
only so many people.
There's enough for a movie, at least.
Yep.
What's your first
I-
Stark?
My first Stark is pretty much the same. I completely agree. Capital P performances all around. Angela Bassett is probably the highlight. She's
Yep.
acting her ass off.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Tenoch Huerta's first leading role.
He gets an introducing, so I'm
okay.
not quite sure.
Because I'm fairly sure he's in at least some, I want to say Mexican cinema.
Okay, well maybe it's his first American movie then.
Could be. But he's quite good in it.
Oh yeah, he's been in other things.
He does a really good job at portraying a character who could be very fucking stupid.
He's in the Forever Purge.
Does it really count as things to be in?
It's a thing he's in.
I guess. Anyway, he's really good.
Yeah.
And like
is.
it's tough to make Ankle Wing Boy in short shorts intimidating, and yet he does it quite well.
Yeah. He does a great job. I think again, with what they had to work with, everyone does a good job.
Good job, team.
Good job, team. My second Stark is what they did with the Atlanteans. Now the Telecans. The Telecans felt right. It worked really well. I really liked all the Mayan sort of visuals that they went with. It's very, very cool.
Yep, agree with that. Although not my second Stark.
What is yours?
My second Stark is I think it's a bold move to make the movie a tribute to a person's death, and having that darker tone, having a lot of characters dealing with grief, having death be a very central theme of the movie. It's bold. I don't know if it pulls it off entirely, but it does make it distinct.
Yeah, I mean, not every MCU movie has to be like Sunshine and Roses.
And in fact, some of them would benefit from maybe not being so sunshine and roses.
Yeah.
Love and thunder.
I mean, even Ragnarok could have used a little bit less.
What?
I'm saying,
serious.
a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of people dying in that movie, and he's it's like a fun, silly, goofy movie.
We'll say, like, they still managed to have a little bit of MCU quippiness, and they managed to have their action in here.
Yeah.
But overall, much more distinct dark tone, and I'm into it, even if it doesn't. It pulls it off fairly well. It is just a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
kind of the point, though.
yes, the sad stuff it nails, but like also I don't know. It's again not very memorable for me, at least. Actually, speaking of not very memorable, my first Stank. Not many memorable scenes. I watched it yesterday and almost immediately forgot what happened outside of Angela Bassett's performance and that one time that Okoye said "popo," which I didn't even mention
No, you didn't.
in the synopsis. I don't. That was weird. That was weird. Just she said "popo." She called the police "popo" for some reason. I don't know why she did that.
Because
That's
she's in
funny.
America. You gotta speak like Americans.
Yeah, I guess. That was funny.
It is very funny.
Yeah. What's your first Stank?
I can't fucking see anything. So many scenes set at night or in dark rooms is just like impossible
Yeah.
to fucking like. My eyes aren't great at the best of times, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Did you have all the lights off in the house?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was in a dark room. I was watching on my TV. The brightness was fair. Like my brightness settings are usually pretty good, but
Yeah.
just in case, I upped it a little bit, and I still
Sure.
couldn't fucking see anything.
I had all the lights off in the house just so I could see, because it's extremely dark in a lot of scenes. So yes, I agree that is that is a big
I get that Namor's introduction is supposed to be very mysterious. Who is this man in the dark? But it's
Yep.
maybe too dark.
maybe just a little bit. They went just a little too dark. But my second Stank, sure wish they'd just recasted T'Challa.
I can't even like argue against that because I'd love to know what a recasting T'Challa pitch would be like, what that movie would look like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just and it's another Black Panther, but
Oh yeah,
like
I know.
you don't have
Just
to
like,
call it out. You don't have to make it a big deal. It's just he's the same guy you know and love, but it's just a different actor. I don't
yeah,
know.
no, I guess just Black Panther 2. I'd be fine with just Black Panther 2.
Yeah. If it was this, I mean, if it was pretty much the same movie, but you know, T'Challa was there the whole time. You know, you wouldn't. Yeah, this movie is.
This movie
Unique
hinges pretty hard on T'Challa being dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean,
Get a lot of really good performances out of it because these people seem to be feeling like a lot of real grief.
yeah, exactly.
But
I don't know.
I'd be open to a recast.
Yeah.
Like if you gave me like a synopsis of a thing and be like, yeah, I could see that. Fucking sure, why not?
Yeah. What's your second Stank?
My second Stank. This movie's really long. Like it's stuck being a send off to a fan favorite character and beloved actor. But it's also got to introduce previously like unmentioned parts of the world with Talokan. And you got to introduce a secondary hero in the form of Riri, and it needs to get Shuri from Grieving Princess to Black Panther, and she's got to have a satisfying arc, and it's a lot to fit in one film's runtime,
Yep.
and it leaves a lot of it feeling underdeveloped. Like we could have seen more Talokan, and I'd have been happy with that, but instead we get the Riri stuff, which is. Yeah, undercooked. The Riri stuff and the Ross stuff, because the Ross stuff I didn't even fucking remember until we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's so pointless.
I remember when he showed up, I was like, oh, this is that. I remembered that it was just he was there with Fontaine, and it just added nothing to the
But
movie.
what's he
and
doing?
then I watch it. and I watched it again just to make sure that my memory's good about that. And yes, it was indeed useless to the plot. Nothing happened in that whole subplot, if you can
Like,
barely call it that.
I'm not a stickler for being like utilitarian with that sort of stuff, but like so much we don't. This needs some trimming. This
Yes.
movie needs some trimming, and that's like the
You
first thing
absolutely
gone.
could have cut out every scene with those two,
Yep.
and it wouldn't have changed anything.
World building be damned. We know who this lady is if we've seen other MCU stuff.
Yep.
We don't need her here necessarily.
But here we are, and we watched it, and that's it. Wakanda Forever. Now it's time for us to
Fucking felt like forever.
rank this movie in our list of movies, of 40 movies.
Oh, it's so many movies.
Now, well, and shows. 40 movies and shows together. You want me to read it? I'll read it.
Would you like to?
Oh, I'd love to. Okay, here's our current order at number 1. Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Really? Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
Of course
Hell
it
yeah.
is. What a great
Hell
movie.
yeah. Love Metal Gear Solid.
Hell yeah, you do. Number 2, Thor Ragnarok. 3, Avengers Endgame. 4, Iron Man 3. 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. 6, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. 7, Avengers Infinity War. 8, Captain America Civil War. 9, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. 10, Werewolf by Night. 11, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 12, Moon Knight. 13, Avengers. 14, Black Panther. 15, Hawkeye. 16, Captain America the First Avenger. 17, Loki. 18, She-Hulk Attorney at Law. 19, WandaVision. 20, Ms. Marvel. Eternals. Ant-Man. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man: Homecoming, What If, Iron Man. Yeah, you know what it is.
I know exactly what happened there.
So I would just with Letterboxd, they don't have What If. They only have the Marvel Studios assembled. So every time we get to there,
Someone's on a roll and they're reading off the titles and they get to Marvel Studios Assembled, the making of What If, instead of What If, and it throws us every time.
Iron Man, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Black Widow, Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Age of Ultron, The Incredible Hulk, Captain America: Brave New World, Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 2.
Okay, well,
All right, this is going to be interesting.
yeah. I'll be honest, I hadn't thought a lot about it going in.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea, looking at this list now, where I even would put it.
Right? Because, like,
It's not a bad movie. It's
I don't
just,
hate this. There's some artistry going on here. There's some
Yeah.
stuff that I like.
I respect what they
overall-
did with a lot of it.
It's just not incredibly memorable.
No.
And so, So here's what I'm thinking.
Uh-huh.
Thor: Love and Thunder is pretty memorable. It's not, like, great, but it's pretty memorable.
Okay.
I think Black Panther: Wakanda Forever's goodness sort of outweighs its memorability in Love and Thunder.
Yes.
Which one is better?
Uh-huh.
Black Widow is more competent overall than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Uh-huh.
Has some memorable stuff,
Yes.
but isn't as interesting artistically.
No.
I think
It's very
like
kind of-
that's like that is MCU movie. It is
It's very
Iron Man,
safe.
but many years later.
very MCU by numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm tempted to put Black Panther: Wakanda Forever just above Black Widow at number 30. But I would not be opposed to maybe bumping it up over No Way Home, because that's No Way Home's interesting in the sense that there's a lot of fan service shit going on, and I don't mind that, but I don't know how you feel about that.
You know how I feel about fan service.
Yes. So, like, there's cool stuff in No Way Home, but after the first time you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, it's that thing. Woo, fan service.
Yes.
I don't think it's more interesting than Far From Home. So if we were going to put it one higher, I'd put it at 29, but not higher than 28.
You got it, Josh.
30 or 29?
I think I would put this just because of artistically. I think this is a much better movie than No Way Home.
Oh, absolutely. No Way Home is product, the movie.
Yeah. And yes, I would say that Far From Home is definitely something I would rather watch than Wakanda Forever.
Sure.
So yes, I think 29 is a really good place for this one.
Well, good. I'm glad we hashed that out. Because that felt like a process right there.
I was literally, I looked at the list and I was like, it's better than Thor: Love and Thunder. Is it better than Black Widow? Yeah. And then I was tossing up between, do I put it above No Way Home? And then you went right there. You went straight to the same place.
Sometimes it's just meant to be.
It's just
and
meant to
sometimes
be.
you got to fight tooth and nail for it. Hasn't happened in a while. I don't think the thing is, like, since Endgame, nothing has released that's been so good and interesting that we're divided on where it should be.
Yeah, that is true.
So while I don't think the MCU has gotten bad, I do think it's gotten less interesting.
Yeah, I would say that too.
This is an interesting experiment as we go forward.
I think so, yeah. So, here we go. Our new rankings as they stand now. Captain America Winter Soldier, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Endgame, Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, Avengers Infinity War, Civil War, Shang-Chi, Werewolf by Night, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Moon Knight, Avengers, Black Panther, Hawkeye, Captain America the First Avenger, Loki Season 1, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, WandaVision, Ms. Marvel, Eternals, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man Homecoming. What if? I may have purposely done it there.
Yeah, sure.
No, I didn't really. That was legitimate still. Iron
Every
Man,
fucking time.
Falcon the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man Far From Home, and at number 29, Wakanda Forever, then No Way Home, Black Widow, Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Age of Ultron, the Hulk, Brave New World, the Dark World, Iron Man 2. It's still at the bottom.
Yeah, forever until they fuck up something.
They would have to fuck up real bad.
It's gotta be real bad.
Real bad.
Oh, look. This is gonna play real well for radio, but if you go on the Letterboxd app, it's now 2 lots of ads before Iron Man 2 on its
Nice. Yeah.
That's how you know we're doing it.
Yep, that's it.
Whew.
Great
Fuck
stuff. There we go. Another episode done.
Yeah, no, we're on a roll.
We're on a roll. We're doing great. It's been good since we came back. We've been on a roll. I like doing this every second week, and we have the in between to talk about fucking whatever we want to talk about,
Yes.
and then we come back for one of these. It's great. So next time, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So
Fuck.
that's gonna be an interesting one.
When I was watching Wakanda Forever on Disney Plus, it was gonna auto prompt and play Quantumania, and I was like, "Is that the next one?"
There you go.
Oh fuck!
It is.
I remember enjoying it in the cinema, but also thinking like, "Man, that was fucking weird."
It is. Look. I love a weird movie.
You do like a weird movie. Look,
I do like them weird.
I'd rather have a movie that swings for the fences and
Yep.
misses than someone who just doesn't take a swing at all
Exactly.
and gets walked.
Yeah. I much like you, I remember. I like that movie. I like it.
I forgot about him. The big head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm all of a sudden like both very excited and kind of dreading that one.
I
Maybe
watched
I'll watch it early. Maybe I'll get out ahead of it.
I watched it again since it came out on Disney Plus, and I still liked it. Yeah, like I think it may also be one that's kind of too long if I remember correctly.
And the best part about all that length is that like none of it's going to get picked up because of certain things outside of the movie's control.
Right. Runtime.
Why did we do all this movie? Who knows?
No, it's only 2 hours and 5 minutes. But still.
Yeah.
It's the longest of the trilogy, so
Yeah, and I mean that first one's a strong movie to follow up from, and that second one I enjoy, but it's not quite as well rounded.
yeah. It has if you want a movie with memorable moments, that second movie's got him.
It sure does.
The school scene where he's little and and then
Giant Ant-Man on
yeah.
the truck, using it as a fucking skateboard down the road.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Baba
Anyway,
Yaga.
Quantumania. Everyone's favorite, the internet's favorite Marvel movie.
Absolutely not the punching bag of the MCU for the last few years.
Absolutely not. But yes, so well, in 2 weeks' time we'll be back to talk about that movie. But next week we'll be here for another Total Badness, the podcast, where we will talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Wonderful.
You can't control us. We'll say what we want to say.
If you gave me money, you could control me. Like I'm willing to sell, and my price is low.
Fuck you, Destin Legary.
Yeah, fuck
Piece of
that
shit. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, that's yep.
Stuck the landing.
Stuck the landing. Okay, now we